push for the playoffs continues here tonight as New Mexico United hosting Las Vegas Lights here at the Lab. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tyler Ortega, joined as always by Chris Hurst. We're also joined by our Spanish language broadcast team, Manny Esquivel and David Estrada. ¿Cómo estás, hermanos?
Gracias, Tyler. Gracias, Chris. El día de hoy, David, estarás de acuerdo conmigo que si no se obtienen los 3 puntos, de nada sirvió la victoria el sábado pasado.
Sí, se tiene que ganar o se tiene que ganar esta noche.
Gran partido el que se viene a continuación.
Now, Chris, this one's going to be a lot of fun here tonight. New Mexico coming off the heels of a big win on the weekend. Let's have a look at how that one played out. And the party got started early. Harry Swartz finding the back of the net just over 90 seconds in.
Yeah, it turned into a little bit of the Zico Bailey show, I'd say, on Saturday night there. Gets his first assist for the club. Harry Swartz still had a bunch to do on that finish, but pops it up with his first touch, slams it in the bottom corner. Not much the keeper could do, and you could see how much it meant to him and the fans in the stands as well. There was still plenty of issues that Tulsa caused New Mexico United. Epps had a great night, and it was a goal-saving tackle by Austin Yearwood. If that hadn't happened, who knows where the game might have gone. Really important part of the game there. But the thing that's not mentioned, going back to the Zico Bailey, lets the ball run through his legs. Reyes sets Reyes free. Great ball into Sergio Rivas, who's standing wide open in the box, and all he has to do is guide it into the back of the net with his head. Great finish as well. But the game wasn't done at that point. It gets a little bit nervous at the end, and obviously New Mexico United and New Mexico United fans knowing how important the 3 points would be. Epps had a great night and got what he deserved, really. Cuts inside and just absolutely fires a rocket into the back of the net. Top corner, nothing Tambakis could do at that point. But New Mexico United hangs on for the 3 points, and what an important 3 points it was.
It was a massive 3 points indeed, and that sets the stage for this one here tonight. Let's dive deeper into the matchup with our players to watch presented by Toyota. Manny and David, take it away.
Así es, vamos a hablar primeramente de Las Vegas, que a vista solamente se puede decir que tal vez sea un equipo débil, pero tienen a este jugador, Daniel Ríos, ha participado en las selecciones menores de El Salvador, y no solamente eso, David, sino que también este jugador tiene ya 13 apariciones, 2 goles, 1 asistencia, y lo mejor de todo, que es un jugador que te puede jugar en la parte de enfrente, en todas las posiciones, tanto delantero como de carrilero, así es que, pero también United tiene un jugador que el día de hoy es importante para seguir.
Sí, el día de hoy, obviamente siempre esperamos al Greco que está en la portería, pero Ford Parker le están preguntando que tiene que iniciar esta noche. Es un portero con mucha experiencia, su primer inicio este año. Esperemos que tenga una buena noche.
Así es, se nos viene un gran partido a continuación, lo va a poder vivir en español.
This is the second meeting this season between the two sides. The first taking place on the 4th of July. It was Lights stealing a point at the death. New Mexico looking for revenge tonight. The 2023 New Mexico United season is presented by Sandia Resort and Casino. Close to home, far from ordinary. We'll be back on the other side of this with lineups and kickoff.
So much has changed in the 5 years since New Mexico United took the pitch for the first time in 2019. But since then, one constant has been the incredible support and financial guidance of REDW. Our partnership has grown stronger and closer together as the club continues to excite, inspire, and help connect the people of New Mexico. REDW will be with us every step of the way. Everything we do on the pitch and in the community is powered by the strategic thinking and expertise of the advisors at REDW. With an eye on longevity, shared values, and purpose, United and REDW will continue to team up and make meaningful contributions for all New Mexicans. Somos Unidos.
I landed my first trick at age 11. It's always been a family thing. Just the 3 of us, out skating the city. Albuquerque has heart. It lifted me up, all the way to my dream of skating in the Olympics.
The estimated hold time is now 96 minutes.
Sorry, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, please hold.
Back here at the lab, tonight's match brought to you by CNM, New Mexico's premier community college. Let's have a look at our starting lineups here tonight, brought to you by Bud Light. We're going to start off first here with New Mexico United, Chris. And as we look at the black and yellow, we see 3 changes from the side on the weekend. Moreno, Nicky Hernandez, and Ford Parker in goal.
Yeah, big night for Ford Parker. Stake a claim. Big game. Obviously, huge 3 points on the line for New Mexico United.
On the other side, for Las Vegas, Isidro Sanchez also making 3 changes from the side that lost to Phoenix on the weekend. Romero, Jimenez, and Ayambila all getting the start here tonight. So, New Mexico looking to capitalize on the win over Tulsa on Saturday as Armando Moreno, the El Salvadorian national team call-up, gets us started. And we are underway. This is a big Western Conference showdown here in the push for the playoffs for the black and yellow, Chris. And in the midst of a compact 4-game homestand here, New Mexico looking for a result tonight.
Yeah, it's, home comforts obviously make a huge difference for the New Mexico United players. Didn't start off well, the home games, but obviously a huge win on Saturday night. Cannot be understated. And, I don't know if you did the same. I got home after that game, straight away switched on the Las Vegas game as well. And when I turned it on, they were up against Phoenix Rising. Phoenix Rising must have nightmares about Las Vegas this season. One of their only 2 wins was against Phoenix, and up 2-1 late as well.
That was a timely challenge. And a corner kick coming up here for New Mexico. That was Zach Carroll, the defender, getting in to wall off Moreno. I believe it was also Acobo Reyes there as well, as we have a look at this TLC replay here. Moreno looks like he got held up just a little bit. Zuluaga getting the start and goal for Lights in his 3rd consecutive start.
I mean, you could see Carroll's reaction there where he definitely thought it was a dive, but it was clumsy. It was clumsy, and that's an early call for the referee there. Corner upcoming.
Portillo sends in this Bank of America corner kick right to Ryden, and it's bouncing around in front of the net. It's cleared out. Goes back to Portillo. He'll get another opportunity. This one cleared away by Las Vegas. Falls to Moar, the Spaniard. And New Mexico asking a lot of questions here through the first 90 seconds, Chris.
I don't know if it's New Mexico United asking a lot of questions, but Las Vegas just look absolutely all over the shop at the back right now. Zuluaga not controlling his 6-yard box or his 18-yard box for that matter either. And finally some respite for them where they're able to get their foot on the ball.
4 Lights, that's Ayambila. Ayambila dealing with Zico Bailey. Bailey making his 2nd straight start here for the club. Chris, last time out, made his first start, picked up his first assist to Harry Swartz less than 2 minutes in. And this, a nightmare for Las Vegas. Zuluaga has to clear it at the last moment.
Yeah, he does not look like he's comfortable at all at the back right now. You can see he's struggling with the sunlight as well. There's just a little peek of it from behind the stands there. Just lets the ball under his foot, and I don't know if that was actually going in or not, but that was enough of a nerve-wracking moment. If you're New Mexico United right now, stick some balls in the box and see how he deals with them.
Replays tonight, as always, brought to you by TLC Plumbing. As the cross goes in, Zuluaga punches away, falls to Bailey. How's it go, but whiffs. TLC, they're the leader in New Mexico when it comes to plumbing, heating, and cooling home and business service needs. Here's Hernandez back into the starting lineup. We saw him substitute in on the weekend against FC Tulsa. A welcome sight for New Mexico United fans coming off an elbow injury. Swartz drawing the foul. We have a look here at our officials for tonight. Austin Saney running the show in the middle. So Fiesta Auto free kick coming up here for New Mexico. Portillo sends this one in, looking back post. And the offside flag does go up. And that was Kalen Ryden flying through.
Yeah, decent ball in there, Kalen Ryden. It looks like he just went a little bit early, caught offside there, but you can see it's all New Mexico United right now. Las Vegas Lights really struggling to even get out of their own half, and we know how deadly Justin Portillo can be with any kind of dead ball, and Nelly puts one on a plate again there.
Portillo, 39 chances created for this New Mexico United side this season. Leads the team by a large margin in that category. Of course, as you typically do when you're taking set pieces. Bounces off of Nicky Hernandez. It's going to be a throw in here for Las Vegas. Las Vegas struggling a bit this season, to say the least. Sitting on 14 points. They are 12th in the West. Although the rough season thus far, Chris, they were able to take a point off this New Mexico United side the last time these two teams faced each other. Moreno able to pull this one back, trying to find Hernandez. It's going back the other way. But if you remember back to the 4th of July, Eric Quill had just taken over. New Mexico United were flying. They picked up a big win down in El Paso on the 1st. 3 days later, found themselves out at Cashman and gave up a second half stoppage time equalizer.
Yeah, and that week was a bit weird because obviously you would expect the El Paso game. I think most New Mexico United affiliated people would have taken a tie there and then a win against Las Vegas with how their season had gone. And it ended up flipping because, you know, the beautiful game and all its little quirks that it throws up. It's a little bit similar, you know, like I say, when I went home and watched the Lights game on Saturday night, just turned on the TV and seen, you know, Phoenix, as soon as I turned it on, tied it up at 1-1. Then Las Vegas got their noses in front at 2-1. It wasn't until 2 goals after the 80th minute where Phoenix managed to pull out the win, the 3-2 win.
Stouffer looking to play this one in as Ford Parker up to the task. It's the Albuquerque native, Ford Parker. Had 3 appearances for the Black and Yellow last season. There was a brief period where Alex Tambakis was injured. Tambakis in the 18 tonight. He's on the bench. We did see him take a bit of a kick there in the last match against FC Tulsa late in that one, Chris. Seems to have shaken him up a little bit.
Yeah, obviously hope it's nothing too serious. Hopefully just a precaution, and you know, maybe a little rotation as well with a few of the changes that Coach Quill and the staff have made tonight as well. It's just such a congested schedule. Just looking at the last 5 games for each team. Last 5, you can go back to July 29th was 5 games ago for Las Vegas. August 5th was for New Mexico. Oh, so many games in August for the Black and Yellow.
Got time now for our 529 game update, brought to you by the Education Plan, New Mexico State-sponsored 529 plan. Give your kids a better and brighter future. Learn more at theeducationplan.com. It's Andre Zuluaga. And going back to that match for Lights against Phoenix, Chris, I don't think it's unfair to say that Lights were the better side for the better part of 80 minutes.
No, I mean, you know, obviously not being able to watch them every single minute of every single game, it seems like, you know, they've been close in obviously a lot of games. I mean, so far, you know, the 8 ties over the season, you know, they've been in a lot of games, but you know, they are trying to avoid a nasty record right now. They are 1 point behind the all-time worst league record, essentially. You know, they're at 14 points right now, 15 being the base mark, except for during COVID. I believe Loudoun United, due to various reasons and less games being played, they only got 6 points that year.
Yellow card there for Nicky Hernandez as we have a look at our Garcia Automotive Group keys to the game for New Mexico. Keep the positive momentum, capitalize on home field advantage, and get the new guys involved. It's that 9th minute yellow card for Nicky. Yellow cards brought to you by Ferguson Law Firm. When you've been fouled, call Ferguson Law Firm, New Mexico's leading personal injury attorneys for over 40 years. Look at our injury report as well. Tambakis on the injury report, joining Christian Nava, Chris Wehan, Daniel Bruce. Sounds like Chris Wehan, Daniel Bruce may be close to returning for New Mexico. We'll see exactly when that happens. This is Carroll. Romero now looking to turn. Hernandez still playing that physical style that he normally does as Parker comes out to grab that one. Into the 10th minute we are, and Amore Neapolitan Pizzeria says thank you for 10 amazing years as New Mexico's first and only certified pizzerias. Ford Parker, we haven't seen him out since the Black Cats were here, Chris, since the international friendly against Sunderland, which in all fairness, seems like a lifetime ago at this point.
It does seem like a while, it does, doesn't it? And I tell you what, one of my favourite goals ever scored at the Lab with Pierre Eckler, just because of the video afterwards where Alex Pritchard of Sunderland kind of looked at Ford Parker like, yeah, you ain't stopping that, mate.
Just a little shrug
yeah.
from Pritchard there at the end. It's a bit funny to the viewers. I'm sure it wasn't that funny for Ford Parker when Pierre Eckler, as you said, just sent an absolute thunderbolt into the back of the net. Parker also saw some action for New Mexico during their Open Cup run. Played as the side beat UDA NMSU 6-0 at Rio Rancho High School in a match that we did there, Chris. And also played as New Mexico victorious over Phoenix Rising here at the Lab in the 4th round.
Speaking of a game that feels like a lifetime ago, that UDA game when it was freezing cold, wind was blowing, no offense, I'd take some of that right now. It is cooking here right now.
Warm night here at the Lab as Reyes has options, lays it off for his new teammate Zico Bailey. It's the former San Antonio man, and that one goes out for a goal kick.
Probably New Mexico United fans excited and liking what they see from Zico Bailey. Had a big night on Saturday night. Like there was the hockey assist, the little step over which set Reyes free for Rivas' goal, and obviously early on in the game as well, he was the man who crossed it for Schwartz as well. So he's had a good start. Obviously came on in the game before that as well, and he's had a good start to his New Mexico United career.
3 games in for Zico Bailey. Joined the club just last Monday. It was announced 9 days ago, and not very often will you be announced in a 9-day span, already have 3 appearances, a couple starts under your belt. But I think that just speaks more so to where exactly New Mexico are in this season.
Yeah, and it all goes back to that the early season, right? The 2 buys in the first 3 weeks as well. Kind of everyone knew that there was going to be a point in the season where all the games were stacked up. It just happened to be one of the hottest Augusts ever here, in a really tough sled of games as well. Obviously, welcoming Charleston on Saturday. No, not an easy game to be looking forward to as well.
Yeah, it does not get any easier for New Mexico coming up. As you mentioned, Charleston Battery here next Saturday. Then they hit the road to take on a couple of former New Mexico United players, Nico Brett, Preston Portataca, and Birmingham Legion. And they're back here at the Lab to take on Indy 11. Then they hit the road to SAC. Then they see Pittsburgh Riverhounds, who are atop the East. Then we're back at the Lab hosting Louisville, which everybody knows they're a perennial powerhouse when it comes to the Eastern Conference. Then it's a trip out to Phoenix, and you finish it off here at home with more Eastern Conference play against Memphis 901. So, as you said, it does not get any easier.
No, and so many teams looking for points, and obviously I'd say probably the disappointing thing for New Mexico United is the inability to take points off their rivals. Phoenix being the one exception to that, where that's one of the teams that they're really trying to chase down. They're on the coattails of them. Those Colorado Switchbacks, El Paso, are all in the sights of New Mexico United. So that's a huge game when that game rolls around. But playing so many Eastern Conference, and a few of those are away as well. So there's going to be a bunch of travel coming up too.
Agobo Reyes. Reyes out of Harris, Texas. Schwartz flag for offside. And one thing Eric Quill mentioned in the post-game press conference after last match is we have a look at Eric Quill. This is our PNM Coaches Spotlight. Done 3-4-2 since taking over, the former MLS man. But he mentioned how crucial it is for New Mexico to start out on the front foot, and by that he means scoring the first goal. When you look at their record here at home this season, 6 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws, all 6 of those wins have come when they've scored first.
Yeah, it can't be understated, that first goal, and everyone talks about that all the world over. That first goal, is always really important because it gives you something to hang on to. The other team has to come out at any kind of plan that they had to frustrate the crowd, keep the crowd out of it. Goes out of the window when that first goal goes in.
Other half of our P&M Coaches Spotlight. This is Isidro Sanchez. He's coached quite a bit. This one goes out. It's going to be a goal kick here for Ford Parker. Parker only conceded the 1 goal in the 2 U.S. Open Cup matches he started in. Of course, that Open Cup run coming to an end out at the Q2 in Austin. New Mexico United losing 2-0 against Austin FC. Kambakis in goal for that one. This one falls generously to Moreno. He's got Moar. Connects with the Spaniard. Here's Santi Moar. Moar unable to connect with a teammate. Lights looking to break, going back the other way.
Yeah, you could see Moar when he got the ball there. He kind of stopped the ball and was looking to chip the ball in. It's almost like he was expecting to see Borgelin in there. When he didn't see a big target man, he realised that he couldn't just sling the ball in there. But so he ends up doing it. I'd love to see Moar get to the end line and really, as I said, early on in the game, Zuluaga just looked a little shaky, and since then hasn't really been tested. Get balls in the box, really get balls in and around him. Seems like it's a little bit nervous, and tonight. So see what comes of that, rather than just slinging the ball into Moreno. That's not his forte, going up against Big Carroll, the centre back. He'd love it if New Mexico United just keep slinging balls in there into the thing, but get to the end line low and hard into the box, put the keeper under some pressure.
Here's Zico Bailey looking to play it forward for Moreno. The El Salvadorian unable to track that down. This is big news for Armando Moreno today. It was announced that he was called up to the El Salvadorian national team once again. So that's a momentous occasion for Armando Moreno, his family. Of course, he was already had 10 appearances under his belt for La Selecta before he tore his ACL about 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago, and it's got to be incredible to get the call up once again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's an incredible honor for anyone to play for their country, and you've got to say the last month and a half, Armando Moreno, the last couple of games he's been kind of in and out the team. I'd guess maybe more rotation than anything else, just because of the amount of miles he puts in terms of hard work, and he's not afraid to do the hard miles, especially defensively for his team. But he's produced, and he's been a thorn in all the sides that he's managed to line up against.
Throw in coming up here for Las Vegas. That's Bagley. Tyler Bagley, the 24-year-old. 25 appearances for Lights so far this season, as this one takes a deflection, and Ford Parker has that covered. Yearwood, he played admirably filling in on Saturday. It was something that Eric Quill had mentioned in the post-game press conference. He had been out of the lineup. He'd been dealing with a bit of an injury, but Austin Yearwood put in quite the shift against FC Tulsa.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it filled in. Like he'd say he's one of the main guys, and I think he's earned that tag over the years that he's been here. And I mean, just going back to that tackle that we talked about in pre-game, that was a goal-saving tackle at 1-0. Tulsa come back into the game at that moment of the game. It's a completely different end of the first half, and a completely different game in the second half. And you got to say, I mean, there's no crystal ball or anything like that, but it definitely would have changed the complexion of the game. So that was a huge tackle, and that's why he got save of the match. It's not often that Tambake. So tonight, maybe Ford Park, it's not often that the goalkeeper doesn't get save of the match, but that's how good that tackle was by Yearwood.
Cleared away by Stouffer. You know, and Austin Yearwood, we mention it in almost every broadcast, but one of 4 players that have been here since day one. Sam Hamilton, Josh Suggs, Daniel Bruce. These guys are really the cornerstone of this club.
Yeah, and you know, they're everything that's right with the club, right? I think Austin Yearwood, he's just a nice guy as well.
Yeah.
You see him off the field, and he's more than happy to hold a conversation with you as well, no matter what he's getting on with. That's, you know, see him in the gym or anything like that, and have a conversation whether he's in the middle of a set or not, you know. So just nice guys, you know, and that's why you've got to imagine that's why the club have kept them around as well. It's not just, you know, it's not just that they produce on the field, which they clearly do. It's the off the field stuff as well that they get.
This is the former Kickers man, Austin Yearwood, goes back to Ryden. Captain Sam Hamilton. Kalen Ryden, big occasion for him here tonight. He's making his 100th USL Championship appearance for the Black and Yellow. And have to double check my numbers here, but I believe Sam Hamilton also making his 100th appearance here tonight. And Austin Yearwood on number 99. Daniel Bruce, as we mentioned, the other of the 4 that have been here, him and Suggs, excuse me. Daniel Bruce already over 110 appearances for the club. Daniel Bruce, the all-time leader in appearances. Carlton looking to play this one forward for Iambila. Zico Bailey able to track that down. What a tackle. Iambila able to get back. As Hamilton will see this out for a goal kick.
Zico Bailey was going for the record at Isotopes Park of the longest slide tackle ever. It was like one of those ones that you see in the Premier League in the dead of winter where someone slides from the halfway line all the way back. But yeah, I mean, he did enough to put Iambila off and not able to deliver across there, and it was a little clumsy, but it did the job.
This is Carroll. Excuse me, that was Mitrano. The Asano free kick. Last time these two teams met here at the Lab was actually the season opener for New Mexico United last year. The 2022 season, it was a 2-0 win for the Black and Yellow. Harry Swartz opened up the scoring, 37th minute, followed up by Nico Brett shortly after halftime in the 49th. And that was it for the scoring that day. So New Mexico opened up their season with a win for the first time in club history. There's Kalen Ryden, as we mentioned, 100 USL Championship appearances for the Oklahoma native. What's impressive about that is that he wasn't part of the club in year one. All of those have been since 2020.
Yeah, that's it. That's the difference. You know, obviously, like you said, Hamilton and Suggs and Bruce and, you know, those guys have all been here since the start. But, yeah, to do that since 2020, and obviously 2020 wasn't exactly no one played a full season either. I think it was 16 games that year. You know, going back to the record low points total, I believe everyone played 16 points that season. So, 16 games, sorry. So, yeah, so it's really impressive.
Zico Bailey is still down. This could be trouble here for New Mexico. Bailey looks to be okay. Continue to monitor that. 24 minutes gone by here at the Lab. It's Carlton ready to send this one in. Carlton, former San Diego Loyal man, made 27 appearances for Loyal last year, scored once. Sends this one in. Back post. Bagley all by himself. Excuse me, that was Jimenez at the back post. No big deal for Ford Parker there. Stouffer in behind the back line, plays the cross in, settled once, big stop from Ford Parker. Still bouncing around in New Mexico, able to clear their lines.
I tell you what, that was a huge save. That might be the save of the match. It's going to take something special to beat that through a crowd of players. Saw it late, took it on his chest, made himself nice and big. Ford Parker, that'll do him the world of good moving on in this match here. But you can see Las Vegas Lights, the front three, Bagley, Rios and Carlton, doing a really good job in the press, making New Mexico United uncomfortable playing out. Las Vegas have really found a foothold in this game in the last 5 minutes.
It was Rios that got the initial touch, and then Bagley came in to get the shot off. And what a reaction there from the Albuquerque native Ford Parker.
Hey, see, I don't know if it takes a little touch off Hamilton on the way through as well, but he's so close to him. It's such a good reaction, like what you said, and just makes himself big, does exactly what he needs to do. You know, it wasn't his hands, I think it was his chest that it comes off, but did exactly, again, like I said, exactly what he had to do. And you know, early on in the game, the young goalkeeper deputising for Tambakis, that'll do him the world of good. I'm just rewatching the foul there. I think Moreno just about took the words out of my mouth there, where he's just saying that the defender, I think it was Carroll, ducked his head to make the header there. So, well, his foot was raised a little bit. It was a little bit of both, but you see those given more often than not.
Fiesta Auto free kick, ready to get us back to action here is Alejandro Mitrano going off. It looks like he'll come right back on. There he is with the ball at his feet. The Venezuelan, he trained as a youth at the New York Cosmos Youth Academy before starting his professional career in the Czech Republic and Slovakia, before he went back to his native Venezuela, where he's been playing first division soccer since. Toronto, 18 appearances for Las Vegas Lights this season. Tonight, 19. Back to Ryden. Deflected as it came off of the foot of Kalen Ryden. So throw in here for New Mexico. Harry Swartz, we mentioned, scored 2 minutes in against Tulsa. That was his 4th goal of the season. Brings his total tally to 10 in black and yellow since joining the club in 2021. Zuluaga getting his 3rd straight start tonight. Despite conceding the 2 late goals, he had a really good game against Phoenix. Actually saved a penalty early on in that one against Arteaga, before Arteaga pulled out the ridiculous bicycle kick for that goal.
I think I was texting you as that was going on, right?
Yeah, you absolutely were. I was still here at the lab. Yeah, Chris was actually in the play-by-play spot, providing text commentary on that one for me. So we have a look here at this TLC replay. Foul called there on Kalen Ryden. So a Fiesta Auto free kick coming up. Carlton standing over this one. 2 goals so far this season for Andrew Carlton. Play this one in. The header sent over the bar. So New Mexico looking to start quickly. Looking for Moreno. That was Stouffer that had to come in and defend.
That was such a late call there by Zuluaga, where Stouffer had to head it, and I think by the end of it, he headed it maybe back to him, and the pass was maybe about a foot. really lucky that he didn't bobble that, because Armando Moreno was absolutely ready to pounce on everything. See how close they are to each other when he finally does that. He's just begging Zuluaga to just come out one more step, and he wouldn't have had to head that at all. And again, you get that ball in between the Las Vegas defenders and the goalkeeper, and it's a few times now where there's been some uncertainty.
Armando Moreno came in 60th minute on Saturday, replaced Jacobo Reyes. And Armando Moreno making his 75th appearance for the black and yellow in league play here tonight. Tons of milestones. What a night. So falls to Carlton, and the offside flag goes up on Ayambila. Jordan Ayambila played for San Antonio last season, made 8 appearances there. Scored once. Portillo plays this one across. This is Harry Swartz. Portillo going back to Hamilton now.
You see this as two teams right now that are really still not great on confidence. New Mexico United, after the win on Saturday, you thought maybe they'd come in with a little pep in their step and started out that way, but then kind of lost their way a little bit the last few minutes. And you see the last 6 games, the only difference between New Mexico United and Las Vegas Knights was the tie against San Diego Loyal. The rest, Las Vegas lost 5, won 1. New Mexico United lost 4, won 1, tied 1. So it's two very similar in terms of recent form for the two teams.
Bank of America corner kick coming up here. With over 4,600 locations, convenient banking is just around the corner. Portillo will set up to send this one in. Two goals so far this season for Justin Portillo. Cross goes in and it hits the woodwork. As Zuluaga probably breathing a sigh of relief there.
And it was Moreno, of all people, who just found that little bit of space about 8 yards out. It was wide open and just used all the pace. Portillo puts a wicked amount of pace on this. You can see how much space he's got there in between the two centre-backs. Las Vegas inquest going on right now, working out whose man that was. But yeah, found a lovely little pocket. Zuluaga was completely beaten. You see the helpless look he gives over his left shoulder, and he's thankful of the crossbar.
Armando Moreno, leading goal scorer for New Mexico. 7 goals to his name. He's got 21 in black and yellow since joining the club in 2021. Santi Moar. Gonna link up with Hamilton. Here's the captain. Bailey called for the foul. Give us a little bit of time to tell you about Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Reyes. Yearwood now. Yearwood looking for Moreno. He links up with him. Moreno hits the brakes, and Moreno's opened up the scoring. The El Salvadorian tacks on his 8th goal of the season, and the black and yellow on top here in the 34th minute.
And the little dance to boot at the end as well. Moreno's looked the most likely for New Mexico United. He's popped up with a couple of couple of different times and causing all kinds of issue for Las Vegas as well. And there, you thought maybe he'd taken too many touches. He just seemed to dawdle on the ball a little too long, but Las Vegas just couldn't react and puts it past the despairing Zulaga there, where you can see there he just takes that extra touch and you're wondering, has the chance passed? But no, he still manages to pop it in the bottom corner. So after the good news earlier on today, he puts the cherry on top with the opening goal.
Armando Moreno with the opener for New Mexico, and we touched earlier on the broadcast how important it is for the black and yellow to score first when they play here at home. All 6 of their wins this season have come when they've scored the opener. And so Lights with some work to do, as that goal brought to you by Enterprise Builders, built on a foundation of trust for over 30 years. As I was just mentioning, Armando Moreno make that 22 goals for the El Salvadorian in black and yellow since joining the club. Lights looking for a quick answer, as Bailey had to come in, whipped on the challenge. Another big save from Ford Parker.
Ford Parker has got to be absolutely livid with his defenders there. Vegas had 3 guys over on the back post. Three guys over. Santi Moja's just getting back in the 18-yard box right now. The recovery speed, and they always say the most dangerous time is the first 5 minutes after you score a goal, and New Mexico United nearly fell foul of that there. You can see 2 extra guys over at the back post. One more pass, certain goal. Decided to go himself, can't blame him. Big save by Ford Parker.
Yeah, and unfortunately there for Lights, the shot hit right at the keeper. You got to feel like as if that's placed anywhere else, it's got a great chance of going in. And speaking of, off the corner kick, the visitors have equalized here in the 36th minute. It was an answer back just 2 minutes later. It was Marcelo Lage with the equalizer.
That's the 5 minutes there, and just not switched on after taking the lead. The little rush of adrenaline after taking the lead there by New Mexico United, and the fall and foul of the oldest trick in the book, and just a run-of-the-mill ball into the box, and it just gets up high. He gets up early, so it makes it hard for, I can't see who the defender is, who's trying to defend him there. I think it's Schwartz as well, and because he jumps early, it just makes it impossible for Schwartz to get anywhere near it, and he's a big boy as well, and just pops it in that bottom corner. And Mexico United, that lead did not last very long at all.
Less than 2 minutes, the black and yellow were in front in this one, and you know, it's actually, I don't know, we'll call it coincidental, I guess, is when these two teams met last time, it was Boteo Faz scoring in the 44th minute, and Daniel Bruce answering 2 minutes later. So this seems to be a theme between these two. As New Mexico looking to go up once again. There's a big stop there as Las Vegas looking to counter. So it falls to Romero. So officially 2 minutes and 11 seconds later, the answer from Lights.
And you could say right before Moreno's goal, it did seem like, I think I said it, where, you know, Vegas had very much found a foothold in the game, and there was a lot of the game was being played in the New Mexico United half. Weren't really creating any chances. You know, there was, I can think of the 2 big saves by Ford Parker, one leading up to the corner, obviously, where they eventually scored off. Other than that, not a whole lot doing. But New Mexico United, other than that early flurry and that one little bit of confusion with Stolfer and the goalkeeper, other than that, it's just been very much a bit of a grind in the middle of the park.
There's Reyes. Lays it off for Schwartz, and the offside flag is up on Harry Schwartz.
That's frustrating there, especially when Harry Schwartz, he's looking down the line as well, and maybe he just wanted the ball one touch earlier, but sets off a little early. But you can see that's the first time in a while New Mexico United have had any kind of width. Obviously Harry Schwartz was offside there, but there's a lack of width on the right-hand side, and that's the first time where Schwartz was, you know, hugging the touchline, trying to get the ball. It's all trying to be neat and tidy down the middle of the field, but Las Vegas Lights are probably happy trying to defend the width of their 18-yard box right now.
.39 minutes gone by here at the Lab. Fans, don't miss a minute of the action in 2023. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN+. Home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Header away there from Sam Hamilton as Lights looking for a second. Offside flag going up on Ayambila. So Fiesta Auto free kick coming up here for New Mexico. Danny Rios had a brace against Phoenix last time out. For Rios, it's only 2 goals of the season. Making his 15th appearance here tonight for Lights. Former Houston Dynamo. Had a couple appearances for Dynamo too in MLS Next Pro last season. Portillo, they're going to play Bailey through, and it's too much on that one from Portillo.
Yeah, you can see what he's trying to do, and you can see Bailey's trying to play off the shoulder out on the left side of Ayambila there, and yeah, just too much on it. But you know, he's trying to make things tick. Portillo in the middle of the park again, and it's just not quite clicking right now. You can see, you know, it seems like Reyes more taking up the same kind of spaces, and Hernandez wants to get forward as well. So Portillo ends up being in there by himself, and it's just, you know, a wall of white players running at the back three of New Mexico United with Yearwood, Ryden, and Hamilton, because in transition, New Mexico United are very, very vulnerable right now. We said in the pregame, you know, when we first saw the lineup earlier on this afternoon and this evening, and we said, you know, it's a pretty attacking lineup. You know, like Hernandez, you wouldn't say that's his natural game is to defend. So Portillo, he normally has someone in next to him. Rivas is a box-to-box midfielder, I would say, and with him not being in there, it's a little bit more pressure on Hernandez to maybe adapt his game a little bit and give a little help, a little cover for Portillo in there.
New Mexico with another one on Saturday. But with that, all the points in all of these matches so crucial coming up.
Yeah, the room for the margin for error has dwindled massively with that run that New Mexico United have just, you know, you hope that they've come out of it. You know, especially the coaching staff, they're really hoping that they've come out of it, because they really need to start putting on a run. Something similar to what Orange County are doing right now, just on an absolute freakish tear right now. Was it like 7 wins in a row or something like that? It's unbelievable. And New Mexico United, I don't think it needs to go that crazy, but they need to pull off something pretty similar where they need to go on an unbeaten run where the majority are wins as well.
Here's Santi Moar, touches to the middle of the park, finds Zico Bailey here on the near side, looking for the goal scorer, Armando Moreno. Moar going to be called for the foul there. Is Andrew Carlton drawing the foul. Carlton picked up his 2nd assist of this season on that goal scored by Marcelo Lage earlier.
Very similar to Portillo, like you said earlier on. He's the leading chance creator for Las Vegas Lights, and obviously he's the set piece guy as well. You know, setting up that goal from the corner as well. And 39, exactly the same as Portillo. I think maybe Portillo's created one with the Moreno header on the bar, and Carlton was like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I keep on your coattails, and he's gone up to 40 at least as well.
This one falls to Cobo Reyes. Step over from Reyes, and now gets into the 18. Cross goes in. He was looking there for Moreno or Swartz. Yearwood takes a touch. We were going to see the rare occasion where Austin Yearwood takes a shot.
I could hear the excitement in your voice there. It did just open up slightly from our angle. You could see that it just opened up a little bit for him again, but he opted to play the pass just instead.
The reason why we're laughing, Austin Yearwood has 1 goal scored in his professional career, And that was the 2021 USL Championship Goal of the Year award winner. Happened right here on this pitch against San Antonio FC. It's from a pretty similar angle from where he was right there.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're only going to do something once, you might as well make it make it the best, right? And you can see Coach Quill right now there, Reyes, so the ball just gets Hernandez. We were just talking about his defensive responsibilities. He's the deepest player for New Mexico United there, hooks the ball forward, and Reyes just hadn't ran with the back line of Las Vegas, therefore gets caught offside, and Coach Quill just questioning the work rate, I believe. You know, I'm not a mind reader, but certainly if you could read gestures and I couldn't see his lips, but he was definitely frustrated with the offside call. So, you know, a little frustrated with maybe the effort up at the leading line there from one of the forwards.
Ball flicked on, and that got real dicey there for a moment, as Parker was unsure whether Danny Rios was going to get a touch to that or not.
Yeah, you could see by Parker's reaction there, he kind of anticipated the touch almost, but Rios just couldn't quite get a toe to it, but he broke free, and he's doing really well for Las Vegas there, just running in the channels in behind, causing issues.
45 minutes into the books. We are now into first half stoppage time. 3 minutes confirmed here of New Mexico Pinon Coffee stoppage time. Great coffee is a matter of opinion. Look, I know it's still 90+ degrees here in the day, but the cooler weather is coming. And that means the Bizcochito flavored coffee from New Mexico Pinon Coffee is also coming. If you haven't tried it, you should.
All right, it's on. I can't wait for you to buy me one. Everyone heard it.
Here's Hernandez, dispossessed. Lights with a chance here, unleashed. And that one goes over the crossbar.
That was Metrano, just decided it, just opened up front, won the ball off Hernandez. Hernandez just caught. Again, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a familiar position that he's playing. Asked to play a little deeper today with Moir just ahead of them, and just gets caught on the ball, and Metrano just decides, hey, why not? And Ford Parker, you could see, was comfortable enough in his angles and knew it was going over, but it was a little warning shot there.
Metrano yet to score a goal in his professional career. As I mentioned, he's played in Venezuela, started out in the Czech Republic. Here's Hernandez. Hernandez, we saw him as a late sub on Saturday as well. 81st minute, he came back on. He was wearing a rather large arm brace that we saw him wearing. It's good to see him without that here this evening. I'm sure if you're a New Mexico United supporter. Yearwood takes a touch and settles this. Yearwood off to the races, flicks this forward for Swartz. And Harry Swartz just unable to corral that.
Yeah, just losing his footing at the vital moment there. Almost was better just to let it go out for a throw in, and then New Mexico United could have pinned Las Vegas in there really deep with a throw in, but you can see it just opened up for Austin Yearwood again, and I swear as soon as he hears the little octave change in your voice, he changes his mind.
It's a rare occasion to see an Austin Yearwood shot attempt. Who doesn't get excited? This one headed out. It's going to be a throw in here. First half stoppage ticking down here at the lab. It's Bagley, a very quick striker. Long throw in here. Work to do for New Mexico. Yearwood able to head that away, and that is the end of the first half. Offsetting goals here from Armando Moreno and Marcelo Lage find us here deadlocked at 1 goal apiece at the break. Chris, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I mean, it was two teams where you can kind of see, especially New Mexico United, a little cagey. I'd say it's probably the first half. That's probably the best word to describe it. It started off where it looked like Las Vegas Lights were all over the place, but New Mexico United couldn't capitalise. Once they did get in front of New Mexico, they couldn't hold on for long, and Las Vegas are probably tied half-times. A pretty fair result right now.
It's halftime. The score is New Mexico United 1, Las Vegas Lights FC 1, presented by First Financial Credit Union. We'll step aside. We'll be back in just a moment.
BIOS has provided quality appliances, electronics, and mattresses to Albuquerque and New Mexico.
And from day one, we've done everything as a team. Our commitment to our team, our community, and innovation has allowed us to serve Albuquerque and our surrounding areas for more than 50 years. We are proud to partner with New Mexico United.
Because both of us believe in the values of loyalty, service, and togetherness.
Our longevity and growth is because we are united.
Somos unidos.
Flamenco is a language. Every step a verse, every movement a phrase. Born in Spain and expressed here in New Mexico.
Dime que sí, dime que no. Anda, dime primita de mi corazón.
The 2023 summer concert season is here at Sandia Resort and Casino. Join us this summer at Albuquerque's best concert venue for a season to remember. June 23rd, Ludacris. July 20th, Old Dominion. July 28th, Buddy Guy and Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Tickets available now at sandiacasino.com or the box office. The 2023 summer concert season at Sandia Resort and Casino. Close to home, far from ordinary.
Part desert, part mountain, part river. Albuquerque offers outdoor exhilaration you can't find anywhere else. Spend the perfect day hiking, biking, or even hot air ballooning. All within minutes of a vibrant city. Whether you're exploring hundreds of miles of trails or hundreds of years of history, Albuquerque will take your breath away. Start planning your Albuquerque adventure at visitabq.org.
Back here at the lab, New Mexico United 1, Las Vegas Lights FC 1. Your halftime score presented by First Financial Credit Union. Halftime is brought to you by Smith's, fresh for everyone. And Chris, we've got plenty to get into here tonight, so let's just jump right into it. Starting things off with a look at our standings, and this is something New Mexico United fans will be keeping a very close eye on here over the next couple of weeks as their team sitting one spot out of the playoffs.
Yeah, you can see a little gap. San Diego Loyal, the Switchbacks, but below that, Switchbacks, Phoenix Rising, El Paso Locomotive. Those are the three teams. You need to reel one of those guys in if you're New Mexico United.
On to our news and notes here from around the league. There's plenty going on in the USL Championship. San Diego Loyal, as we mentioned on Wednesday, some somber news coming out of Southern California as Loyal have announced this is their final season. They announced that just actually a week ago that their franchise will be done after this season. So thank you to San Diego Loyal. Thank you for everything you've done for this league. That is what a professional soccer club should look like. The Somos Unidos Foundation and New Mexico United announcing their second annual gala to be held at Sandia Resort and Casino on October 27th. Make sure to get your tickets while they're still available. Head over to theballnm.com. It was an incredible event last year. I was able to check that out. Definitely be there again this year. I'd love for you to join us. And El Paso Locomotive acquiring Noah Dolenmeyer as they announced the midseason acquisition of the 6'6 defender, Dolenmeyer on loan from LAFC of the MLS. Our USL schedule here is the action starting to heat up around the league. We've got some cross-conference play between Switchbacks and Lou City. New Mexico United hosting Charleston Battery there as well. And some Western Conference showdowns as Monterey Bay taking on El Paso Locomotive. Oakland Roots hosting Sac Republic. Lights will be in action against high-flying Orange County. And RGV will be hosting Phoenix Rising. Some scores now from around the league. as Detroit City able to hold this Lights team scoreless 1-0 last weekend. New Mexico victorious over FC Tulsa on Saturday. Loyal putting 3 past RGV, and Monterey Bay doubling up the Switchbacks 2-1. The upcoming run of games here for the Black and Yellow. We touched on it during the first half. It is a absolute murderer's row coming up here of Eastern Conference opponents. Charleston Battery at Birmingham Legion, back here at the Lab against Indy. Then you make a trip out to top of the West Sac Republic. Then you get to take on top of the East Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's an absolutely brutal schedule, and a schedule that New Mexico United have to get points from as well.
Look for the visitors, what they've got upcoming, as we mentioned, Orange County. Then they'll be taking on Oakland. They travel out to, hosting El Paso. Then hitting the road to take on Monterey Bay and San Diego Loyal. As Lights looking to come up with a strong finish to the end of the season. Now, look at our team of the week. Familiar face there is your eFootball Player of the Week, former New Mexico United striker Nico Brett. You also see San Diego Loyal forward Tumi Moshoban. You also see Phoenix midfielder Armanakas getting the nod as well. Halftime here at the Lab. New Mexico tied up with Las Vegas Lights, 1 goal apiece. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more halftime after this.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Back here at the Lab, New Mexico United, Las Vegas Lights FC tied at 1 goal apiece. Your halftime score brought to you by First Financial Credit Union. And Chris, this one's been a lot of fun here so far. So let's dive into our first half highlights brought to you by the guys at Ferguson Law Firm. We're here for you, and we're here to win. And Ford Parker called upon early.
Yeah, and obviously, getting a couple of touches early on, maybe a few more than what New Mexico United would like, but that was a good early test and maybe a little sight of things to come. A free header at the back post by Las Vegas Lights, but right down his gut, so he was able to collect it, and that was a great save because that's Sam Hamilton just in front of him. He sees it very late, and he just makes himself big. I think it hits him in the chest in the end, in the stomach, and makes himself big, and that was a huge save at that point in the game, still 0-0. Here's the goal for New Mexico United. Great ball in by Austin Yearwood. He thought that maybe Armando Moreno had taken an extra touch there, maybe one too many, as Las Vegas Lights were beginning to swarm around him, but he knew what he was doing, and that last touch just to settle himself before popping it in the bottom corner.
Armando Moreno scoring his 8th goal of the season, and you see exactly what it meant there to the El Salvadorian. But Las Vegas Lights up to the task 2 minutes and 11 seconds later.
the equalizer.
And the corner came from another great save by Ford Parker, and we were talking about how the most dangerous time is right after you score a goal, and New Mexico United fell foul of that with a great ball in and just found himself in enough space, jumps early, makes Schwartz's defensive job almost impossible. It puts it so far in the corner. You can see Ford Parker does everything he possibly can, but it is right in the corner.
First half stats here is Las Vegas Lights out shooting New Mexico. 5 shots compared to 2, 4 on target for the visitors, although the black and yellow with the lion's share of possession.
Yeah, lion's share of the possession. Another shot on target that's not shown there is probably Armando Moreno's shot off the crossbar, header off the crossbar as well. So yeah, I mean, that shows it's a pretty even game. I mean, possession, once again, we've talked about this in previous games. What are New Mexico United doing with the possession? They have a lot of the ball. Can they create more chances? And they've huffed and they've puffed today, but they've only been able to get in behind that one time and break the deadlock.
45 minutes gone by here at the lab. We're going to go ahead and step aside. We'll be back with the second half after this.
National Roofing, serving New Mexico for over 45 years. From complete re-roofs to our 24/7 service department, let us help protect and extend the life of your roof today. We work with you every step of the way to solve your roofing needs quickly and professionally. Our team of roofers are always on top of it, bringing high-quality commercial roofing to New Mexico homeowners. National Roofing, local company, national name. Call 505-883-3000 or go to nationalroofing.com to schedule a roof walk today.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive
Babe, it's 8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
The estimated hold time is now 96 minutes.
Sorry, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, please hold.
This is a story about creativity, education, entrepreneurship, and cookies.
Well, mostly about cookies. Want to try one?
Kristen, where'd you learn to bake?
My grandma was my first teacher. She told me it was okay to be creative and take risks.
Like what?
Like green chili cookies. I haven't quite cracked the code on those yet.
Bummer. Was it a risk to open a bakery?
Definitely. But CNM gave me the skills to turn that passion into a reality.
That's amazing. At CNM, it's one college, infinite possibility.
Second half coming up here momentarily at the lab. Both teams back out onto the pitch. New Mexico United 1, Las Vegas Lights FC 1. My name's Tyler Ortega, joined as always by Chris Hurst. And Chris, a big 3 points on the line here for the black and yellow tonight.
Yeah, huge. And, you know, it's the urgency that was maybe lacking in the first half. You know, that's maybe the concerning bit, is how important this game is. You know, the games that you just talked about at halftime. This team, Las Vegas Lights, rightfully or not, is bottom of the league for a reason, and New Mexico United have to see this as a must-win. 3 points. Anything less than 3 points, and they have to be disappointed with that. So it's going to be interesting to see what tweaks in the style. For me, I feel like maybe a little too narrow in the first half, a little too easy to defend there, and maybe that's shown in the stats with only the 2 shots so far in the first half. So, you know, that would be my 2 cents, is a bit more width. Get in behind Las Vegas and get the ball in the box and make that goalkeeper and the 3 centre-backs for Las Vegas defend the ball facing their own goal and see what comes of that.
You know, and one thing of note that we saw going into halftime and coming out of halftime, Greg Hurst, the halftime whistle blew at the end of the first 45. He sprinted into the locker room, and with about 3 minutes left of halftime, he sprinted back out of the locker room. And so perhaps a change on the horizon for New Mexico. We'll see.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, it doesn't look like anything, imminent right now. All of the subs are warming up on the sideline, but I would not be surprised if 55 minutes, if there's not a serious change in tempo and excitement. I'd say that there's potentially going to be a change coming then.
Back to the action here at the Lab as New Mexico United and Las Vegas Lights deadlocked at 1 goal apiece. We talked about during the halftime break. The black and yellow currently on the outside looking in when it comes to the playoffs. If we look back at this club's history, Chris, there's only been one season that they missed the playoffs. Back in 2021. Look back at 2019, 2020, 2022, all 3 years finding themselves in the postseason.
I remember 2019, that was last game of the season, was against Las Vegas Lights. That was Eric Ronaldo, who was the coach of Las Vegas at that time. And do you remember the changing room after the game? They tied it up and left a little note saying congratulations. That was a huge party that night. I remember that well.
Here's Hernandez. Finds Reyes. Reyes! And he just sent that wide, not by much.
That was not far off. You could see that Zuluaga there, just at the last minute, he had a little panic and started scrambling across his line because he was worried that maybe Reyes had just got enough whip and enough bend on the ball to get it inside the post, but he just started it a little too far outside. You can see that bounce maybe a couple of inches to the right of the post.
Good look on that TLC replay there is Jacobo Reyes. He did pick up an assist last match. Looking to find the back of the net for the first time in black and yellow. There's Moreno giving chase to this ball. Moreno has support arriving. Finds Swartz, and the back heel there to Moar is sent away. There's Romero. Lights looking to go back the other way. Goes back to Carroll. Lights find themselves in danger of missing the playoffs for a second consecutive season. And last year, didn't miss it by much. They finished 9th in the West. Finished on 45 points when all was said and done. Obviously, this season, it's been a rough go for them, as you alluded to earlier, Chris. Just 14 points on the campaign so far. One of those points coming from the first meeting between these two teams.
Yeah, only 2 wins so far this season. The first one was, they had to wait until May 26th for the first win, and that was against Phoenix Rising. That's why I mentioned on Saturday there that Phoenix Rising must be thinking, what do we have to do to have a comfortable game against these guys? And then, yeah, this past Saturday, 2-1 up against Phoenix, and it was 2 goals beyond the 80th minute for Phoenix to secure the win. But August 5th was their last win, and that was against RGV. And RGV have been struggling for form recently as well.
Yes, Otto, free kick here for New Mexico. He's that one's sent away by Carlton. Comes back to Portillo. Moore threads it into Hernandez. Hernandez not able to keep that one in play there. Looks like Carlton was there to provide the defensive support. Ball headed back to Parker, who's Ryden and Yearwood coming together. Galen Ryden, as we mentioned, 100th appearance tonight in black and yellow. Sam Hamilton as well. Big night here for those two as Moreno marking his 75th appearance in black and yellow with a goal here tonight. Theo called for the foul.
That was really well done. I think it was Carlton there who he had nowhere to go, and he knew Portillo was hunting him down, and he felt the slightest little touch. Then you could see the frustration in Portillo as soon as the free kick was given. He was disappointed in himself for falling for it as well, and just lets Carlton out of jail there.
Carroll sends this one back to Zuluaga. Andre Zuluaga, the 20-year-old, just celebrated his 20th birthday last Thursday. Seven appearances for Inter Miami 2 of the MLS Next Pro last season. Bagley sneaks this one past Ford Parker, and Las Vegas Lights have gone up here at the Lab in the 51st minute.
Just out of nothing there. I think it was Carroll stepping out from defense there and draws a couple of New Mexico United defenders to him. Little back heel to Bagley. Bagley just thinks, why not, with his left peg right in the corner again. And he's just kind of, Ford Parker unsighted, and it's so far in the corner, there's not a whole lot he can do. It's from distance, but still it's hit with such venom there. Let's see, comes inside. I think he's unsighted because of Kalen Ryden stepping out there and right in the corner. Could not get more in the corner there, so what a great finish by Bagley.
First goal of the season for the 24-year-old Tyler Bagley, and that is one that he is going to remember for a very long time. As you said, Chris, out of nothing.
You just hear the atmosphere where you can still hear the Curse still doing their thing, but other than that, the atmosphere, it was a little gasp when that went back in, and you can see Austin Yearwood's reaction, just kind of palms up to the sky, arms out, like what was that? Like no one really expected it, no one saw it coming. New Mexico United got it all to do now.
Work to do here for New Mexico. Moreno, flag stays down. Goes back to Bailey. Bailey connects with Hernandez, falls to Moar, and that shot attempt is blocked. Ryden now. Ryden going on a run. Lights able to clear the danger, and Lights now have numbers going back the other way. It's Carlton threading it through for Bagley. Bagley goes across, and Lights have scored a third. Danny Rios scoring his third goal over the last 2 matches, and the Lights have turned the Lab upside down.
Unbelievable. I mean, what a counter-attack. If you are drawing this up as a coach, this is the counter-attack. Kalen Ryden steps out from defense, trying to make something happen. Ball gets taken away from Moreno, I think it is, right on the edge of the 18-yard box. One pass, and all of a sudden Las Vegas Lights are off to the races. And you think when the ball's played out wide on the right there, that's where the shot is coming from. And it's just that one extra pass. So it's Carlton, plays it out wide there. What a ball across it is as well. And it was Bagley as well with his weaker foot. Just rolls the ball across. First time finish. Is that Rios at the back post? First time finish. Can't really miss from there. 3 goals in 2 games.
That is as easy as they come for Danny Rios, the El Salvadorian. Is New Mexico going to the bench here now? A couple of subs coming in for the black and yellow. We're going to see Schneider Borgelin and Josh Suggs entering. These substitutions brought to you by REDW, CPAs, and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. You can hear a pin drop in this place now, Chris.
I think everyone's going to start watching the supermoon rising over the stand to the south here. It's absolutely drained the crowd out here. But Borgelin, a completely different animal for the back line of Las Vegas Lights to deal with. You can see he wins his first header, takes a knock on the back of the head for him, and it looks like Carroll, a little clash of heads straight off the bat. But Mexico United, they need to, the next 5 minutes, they need to get a foot on the ball. Nothing desperate yet. Just kind of calm things down a little bit, gain some possession, gain some tempo, and start getting some string some passes together. It's just been a very, very odd night. It's almost like they know that there's a lot of pressure on this game and they've just not been able to maybe handle it.
Lights now with a 2-goal lead. In no hurry to take this free kick, and it's going to be a lot of this for the next 35 minutes plus stoppage.
You can't blame them either. You know, they've earned the right to do that. Like I say, in terms of counter-attacking and a transition goal, that was absolutely perfect. If you're from Las Vegas, could not have asked for anything more there. You know, there were 3-on-1 with Sam Hamilton. Sam Hamilton didn't know whether to step to the man, track the run. Ford Parker tried to take away the angle as well, and there was just always that one extra pass with Rios on the back stick as well. So nothing much that Hamilton or Parker could have done on that goal either.
Well, we've got a second. We'd like to let you know that we are united in health. Join New Mexico United in our efforts to create a healthier and more vibrant New Mexico at unitedinhealthnm.com. So New Mexico looking for an answer here. 56th minute here at the Lab. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst, as Las Vegas Lights scored twice in 2 minutes to open up the second half. As this one falls to Borgelin, and Borgelin unable to get the power behind that one. Scoops it right to Zuluaga.
We mentioned this on the broadcast on Saturday as well. Borgelin just looks like a forward who's a little low on confidence right now. He just scuffed that shot there. You could see it was a decent chance, decent first touch. Takes him a little wide, and then you can see he hits it into the ground. So it just takes any kind of power that he tries to get in it, just takes the power right out of it.
Schneider Borgelin on loan from Inter Miami. He's made 3 starts since joining New Mexico. And he's struggled to get involved, to say the least, which obviously it's always tough if you're a striker coming into a new side late in the season, as Zico Bailey draws the free kick here. Ivo's Mitrano called for the foul. It was, and he's also going to be booked. 57th minute yellow card for Mitrano.
Great little turn of pace there by Zico Bailey. Just turns the corner, Mitrano forced to make the tackle, because I don't think Bailey's about to hit the cross. I think he's going to turn the corner and drive at the end line as well, and that's what he's worried about, Mitrano. So you don't want to give away free kicks that close to the 18-yard box, but it might have been worse what was coming from Zico Bailey.
This angle here from Justin Portillo, it's kind of like a corner essentially. Here's Portillo, Fiesta Auto free kick. Sends this one in near post. And it was Nicky Hernandez unable to redirect that one on frame.
He did everything right there. I think Nicky Hernandez, it was really hard from where he was. He was near side of the 6-yard box, and he would have had to got an amazing contact, like perfect contact to get that on target. So he just tries to put it in an area, and there just wasn't that trailing runner from New Mexico United. There just wasn't that runner at the back post that maybe they were looking for.
Get another look on this TLC replay here. Portillo served up a really good ball. Looks like a couple of subs coming on here for Las Vegas Lights. So we're going to see Eric Otang and Justin Ingram coming on here for the visitors. As looks like Ayambila's night is done. And also Andrew Carlton. Those substitutions brought to you by REDW CPAs and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. Wood losing possession there. Lights looking to counter once again. Here's Danny Rios. Rios! That was rising the entire time off his foot.
And the opposite could be said for Rios. That's a guy who's really feeling a lot of confidence running through his body there. 35 yards out and thinks, why not? I'm going to take a pop, and gets plenty power on it, just lacking direction.
Here's Hernandez. Hernandez out of Dallas, Texas. Swartz goes down, no foul called. As Otang seen his first action here tonight. It's going to be a throw in for Lights. Otang, the 21-year-old Ghanaian. So we get another right there on the TLC replay. You can see the fans were a little frustrated there was no call there. Hamilton, the captain Sam Hamilton, on his 100th USL Championship appearance for the black and yellow. Rios unable to keep that one in play.
Hernandez there, he swung so hard his shoe nearly ended up in the crowd. Big swing and a miss, but you can see he's really trying to make things tick. He's all over the pitch right now. He broke into the box earlier on. He had that chance off the corner as well. He's really trying to make something happen. It's almost like he's taken the 2 goals against New Mexico United. He's almost like he's taking them personal, and he's on a mission to try and make it right.
Swartz heads this one back across, and Zuluaga beats Schneider Borgelin to the ball. So New Mexico out of the danger zone, 16 minutes out of halftime, and I say that having known that New Mexico, they've conceded 8 goals in the first 15 minutes of the second half. Only FC Tulsa have conceded more this season.
Yeah, and that's you know, we've talked about that before as well. It's really hard, like New Mexico United, to find a win in this game now. They have to score 4 goals. That's a really hard ask. You know, that's a really hard ask, and especially where they've been limited on chances as well. You can't say that they've necessarily been cutting Las Vegas open either.
Borgelin, cross cut out right in front of Amando Moreno. Falls to Suggs now. Bailey has that one poked away by Romero. Bailey is going to see yellow for that challenge. 63rd minute yellow card for Zico Bailey. Bailey will join Nicky Hernandez with a yellow card. Speaking of Nicky Hernandez, his day is done. Greg Hurst, the Scotsman, will come on to replace Nicky Hernandez. Substitution brought to you by REDW. Mexico asking for a foul there on Borgelin. They don't get the call. Looking to press now. Here's Swartz, lays it off for Bailey, and just a bit of a miscommunication there between the 2 new teammates. Dio to the captain, Sam Hamilton. Yearwood. 99 league appearances for Austin Yearwood. First touch for Greg Hurst.
You talked about this at halftime. New Mexico United in the first half, 60% of the possession and 2 shots. And you know, start the second half, you've got to say they've had a big share of it, a lion's share of the possession. But again, Las Vegas Lights just keeping New Mexico United at arm's length and really limiting their chances. You know, I'm going to say it's pretty comfortable for Matrano, Carroll, Lage. They're pretty comfortable right now.
Was Otang, the substitute, getting in to break up that ball. Otang, he started against Phoenix on the weekend, so understandable why he's coming off the bench here tonight. Looking for Greg Hurst, who's headed away by Carroll. Fans can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. That's Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Blue ball looking for Moreno. The goal scorer, he's on a brace. Moreno unable to connect with anyone across the face of goal there.
And there, like, Moreno did a lot right there. The ball by Borgelin into the space behind. Really good ball. Moreno almost creates a little bit of time and space to put a cross in there, but then you look in the box, there's only Hurst. He's the only one in the box. He only has one target. 2 goals down. You need runners from deep, taking a risk, getting into the box to try and get back into this game if New Mexico United.
Well, you got to think they're possibly just a little scarred about what happened the last time they tried that. It left Sam Hamilton in a 3-on-1.
I mean, I'm talking about midfielders running from deep. I'm not asking Kalen Ryden to go on another 80-yard run either.
Zuluaga. Every second so precious here. 67th minute. Moreno looking to turn. And Mexico looking to pull one back here in the second half. Hurst, he's got the run from Suggs. Suggs whips a cross in. Headed away by Mitrano. Falls. And then Harry Schwartz sends that one wide.
So that first touch by Schwartz just did enough where it just made him think, I might as well have a crack here as well, because it just sat up perfect for him. It was a great little cushion touch. But with his weaker foot, sails it over. But see, New Mexico United, they're trying, they're huffing the puffing, they're trying to get in behind and trying to make things happen, but just struggling for that final ball. The final ball is what's letting them down right now.
So if Lights are able to hold on to this one tonight, this will be their first win in their last 21 matches when conceding the opening goal. You've got to go all the way back to August 21st, 2022 against Sac Republic, the last time they conceded the opener and came back to take all 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, you said in the first half how important the first goal was. Tonight is one of those exceptions to the rule, right? Like, yeah, and that's why it is an exception. You know, you have to go back that far for Las Vegas to be able to do that. New Mexico United coming from behind, I can't remember the last time that happened either. It just doesn't. That's why those stories are so special, and that's why those tales are told so often, because it doesn't happen all the time. That first goal generally is so important, but tonight, Las Vegas, they stuck in there. And that first goal is important as long as you can hold on to the lead, and that's where New Mexico United, if they'd held on to that lead for maybe at least 10 minutes and held on there, then who knows where we would have been. But the immediate response by Las Vegas, just that change in momentum is huge.
And Borgelin with a chance is Zuluaga. Had to come in and make a sliding challenge, and the keeper feeling the aftermath of that one.
It's just awkward. It's the amount of spin. It's got so much spin. Hurst touch there. So much spin. You see, Borgelin gets a touch on the ball. It's almost like the keeper there, he doesn't get a touch on the ball, and his leg almost gets trapped underneath Borgelin, it looks like. So maybe that's why he's having a little discomfort. It's probably his groin or his hamstring. I can't tell which one it was there, where as the trainer was coming on, he was trying to signal something, but it might be a touch of the up by 2 goals as well with 20 minutes to go.
We look over to the technical area. Number of subs being made here. Looks like for New Mexico, Sergio Rivas, William Seymour to be coming on. Looks like Sam Hamilton's day is done, and Justin Portillo as well. Of course, those substitutions brought to you by REDW. 70 minutes gone by, and the 70th minute of this match was brought to you by REDW, an Albuquerque-based CPA firm celebrating 70 years of keeping New Mexico moving forward.
Sergio Rivas, good to see him back on the pitch. On Saturday when we were here, he got taken off with a slight injury, it looked like, and you always worry when you see an ice pack. He had an ice pack on his hamstring, so glad to see that that was just more precaution than anything else. And you've got to imagine the change for Portillo. Portillo doesn't tend to get taken off the pitch, so maybe just you know, with one eye on the weekend's game already coming up as well.
So we'll redo this goal kick. It looked like Rivas may have had a piece of jewelry still on as the official had to come over and stick it in his pocket. Throw-in coming up here for New Mexico, and plenty of time still left in this one for the black and yellow to mount a comeback. 20 minutes plus stoppage.
That's what they're hanging the hat on right now. I mean, look at Phoenix Rising, obviously down until the 80th minute. So, you know, this Las Vegas side recently has given up a lead late on in the game. The 2 goals is a little more of a cushion, what they're used to. But New Mexico United get a goal, get one of the goals back in the next 9 minutes, to around 8 minutes, 82 minutes, then it'll make the last bit very, very interesting.
Falls to Swartz. Rivas dispossessed on his first touch here tonight. Goes back to Ryden. Going to get Rivas involved. Goes past Borgelin as well. As I was saying earlier, Borgelin, he's really struggled to get involved in his first three starts here, with just 2 shots on goal, 5 shots in total in over 260 minutes.
Yeah, that's not pleasant reading, especially for a centre forward, but he does do a lot of work like this right there, just winning a free kick, getting the team further up the field, where he's a big, powerful guy and a big target. You've got to imagine, you roll the ball into his feet, you get the ball into his chest, he's going to be able to hold it up, he's going to be able to bring other guys into the game. But New Mexico United, the players on the pitch and the players around them don't tend to play like that. They're not used to playing with a target forward like that. When Daniel Bruce has been playing up top and has been successful, it's been because he runs the channels, he stretches the game. Borgelin just isn't that kind of player.
There was a Las Vegas sub that didn't catch when it happened. It's Azriel Gonzalez. He's come on to replace Danny Rios. So the goal scorer subbed off after his 3rd in 2 games. Suggs sends this one in. Second ball bouncing around. Swartz goes down. Shouts for a penalty, not going to get it. This one falls to Gonzalez. Lights looking to break now. Gonzalez will hit the brakes. Azriel Gonzalez, the 22-year-old, scored once for Las Vegas Lights so far this season. Previously applied his trade for FC Edmonton in the Canadian Premier League, and before that, spent 5 seasons with Tacoma Defiance. Cross going in. This one falls and it's blocked. Romero. Moreno finds Swartz. New Mexico looking to counter. Looked like a miscommunication there between Harry Swartz and Sergio Rivas.
You can see every time Las Vegas, they've got pace to burn going forward, and they seem to, every time they get forward, they've got an extra man. It's like New Mexico United obviously trying to pile forward. The substitutions have been very attacking as well, and you've got to say Las Vegas Lights look like they could maybe add a 4th on the break if New Mexico United are not careful as well.
Parker has to come out and grab that one.
That was very close.
Here's Yearwood. Second straight start. Yearwood looking to find Borgelin. Headed away by Carroll. Carroll, the captain for this Las Vegas Lights side, has an assist here tonight. This is his second assist on the season. Here's Rivas. Flips it forward for Moreno, and that's 2 for Armando Moreno. And New Mexico have a lifeline with 15 minutes left.
What a turn and hit that was by Armando Moreno. The extracurriculars after the goal as well between Hurst and the goalkeeper, both receiving a yellow card. Could have been worse. But Moreno, we said, a goal before the 80th minute, it's game on. And there it is. That's what New Mexico United have been praying for there. And it was a ball really of nothing. I think Sergio Rivas just kind of chipped it in the air into Moreno. He had so much to do. One touch on his chest, turned all in one motion and just slams it in the bottom corner. Great finish.
9 goals on the campaign for Armando Moreno, 2 here tonight, and the El Salvadorian is on a hat trick. And plenty of time left for him to get that hat trick as well. And another look here on this TLC replay, and it all started with the run of Sergio Rivas. He made his way around 2 Las Vegas Lights defenders en route to chipping that one over, and the link-up play between those two, and the finish from Moreno. Cool as you like.
And then you can see Greg Hurst just puts the keeper into the net for good measure. I think Rivas was aiming for Hurst. You can just see out of the screen there, out of the shot there, that Hurst was making a run in behind him, because I said he just kind of chipped the ball. I don't actually think he was aiming for Moreno. Hurst had made a decent run in behind as well, and Moreno just kind of plucked it out of the air and took it upon himself to finish it.
So, as you said, it's game on here at the Lab. Here's Rivas. Throw-in coming up here for Las Vegas. Looks like we're going to see some more subs here. Looks like Issa Rayan will be entering the match. As the goal scorer, Tyler Bagley, his night is done. Issa Rayan making his 8th appearance here for Las Vegas Lights this season, the former switchback. 21 appearances for Colorado Springs last year. Prior to that, played for Tacoma Defiance in 2021, where he made 19 appearances. Before joining Tacoma, spent 4 seasons with Philadelphia Union 2, the USL Championship. He's joined as a substitute by Jacob Bushu. Bushu started, he was the captain last time Lights took to the field on Saturday. Of course, those substitutions brought to you by REDW, CPAs, and advisors. There is no substitution for integrity. You see Zico Bailey really tucked in here, playing out wide like he was earlier. Almost looks like Bailey and Rivas are the midfield pairing for New Mexico. So Rayan in his first action, run off the ball there by Will Seymour. Rayan is on the ground, still hasn't gotten up. His play continues.
Good strong play there by Seymour. Had to be as well. You know, it's just shoulder to shoulder, and that's where he is most comfortable defensively, where he's in a physical duel. You know, you saw with Epps when there's pace running at him. He struggled a little bit with that at the weekend, but today, yeah, he did really well. And Ryan there, I think he's finally realised that the game's not necessarily going to stop, so he's peeled himself up off the ground, ready to join back in.
By my count, Lights out of substitutions. So Bank of America corner kick coming up here for the black and yellow. 10 minutes plus stoppage time remains. Suggs waiting on the official to get back after checking on Issa Ryan. Suggs gives a signal. Delivery comes in. Back post, Harry Swartz, and it goes right into the waiting arms of Andre Zuluaga.
It was like time stood still for a second there. You could see Swartz was completely wide open at the back post then. Not the normal set piece taker. Suggs put a decent ball in there, and Swartz got a decent head to it as well, but nothing to trouble. There was no movement ahead of the keeper, Zuluaga, there, so he collects it pretty comfortably.
Harry Swartz looking to make it 2-2 with that header, as we have our official attendance here tonight. 6,102 fans, brought to you by New Mexico Mutual. As the Black and Yellow Army showing out once again. This is their third out of 4 games in an 11-day stretch. We were here last Wednesday, Saturday, here again tonight, and then we'll be back again on Saturday, closing out the 4-game homestand. And what a massive homestand it's been for New Mexico.
Yeah, and when you saw this on the horizon, it was points.
Is the goal not going to count? The official had already gone for the free kick here, as that's what the crowd was celebrating. That was quite the collision.
And I can't see who it is, the Las Vegas player there. Yeah, he's Ushu, and he took the brunt of it, and it was the other Las Vegas player who initiated the contact as well, to shove Moreno in the back. Just flings him into him. What a finish that was by Hurst. You could see him asking the question. Absolutely great strike.
Moreno absolutely clattered there. Looks to be all right. He's walking a little gingerly, but he will stay on. 7 minutes plus stoppage time left here at the Lab. Buckle up. This might be it. It's one of the most entertaining 7 minutes we've seen. Right in! Heads that one, and Zuluaga up to the task.
The referee seen an infringement there. I'm not sure if it was on Kalen Ryden. Did he push off maybe? Nowhere near. Oh, in the middle there. Who's that? Is that Will Seymour, I think? As a coming together with one of the Las Vegas players, and I believe the referees called that for foul, brought it back there, because that was a great header. Great save as well. Thought that was maybe the moment, but New Mexico United finally starting to ask some more questions of this Las Vegas defense.
You know, in Las Vegas, similar to what we saw last match when they played Phoenix, they went up, and it seems as though they just got a little complacent. Suggs able to get through. Suggs pulls this back. Borgelin now. Back to Suggs, looking for the cross. Cross blocked. Great defending there from the goal scorer, Marcelo Lage.
All hands to the pump right now for Las Vegas as well. You can see all 10 field players all within 5 yards of the 18-yard box, just trying to hang on a little bit here. Again, all New Mexico United, like a black wave coming at them, black and yellow wave over and over again. Have New Mexico United got the answer?
Here's Hurst. The Scotsman has a go. That wasn't off by too much there.
Not by too much, but finally New Mexico United had bodies in the box. If he pulled that back, it would have been really interesting.
Lights nursing a 3-2 lead here in the 85th minute as they look to secure their third win of the season. New Mexico looking to avoid dropping points here tonight. A throw in here for Las Vegas. Asking for the foul there. I believe that was Gonzalez. Playing on, Borgelin able to stay on his feet. Eventually gives the ball away.
See, there's the power. There's the power by Borgelin there. He was fouled at least 3 times in the build-up as well, but manages to stay on his feet and draw another couple of defenders. It's just that final touch. Tried to knock around the corner. Again, looked in the box. Wasn't many options. Might have been better served turning back, waiting for support. But there, that was a foul there, I'd say. But he still stays on his feet. That's how powerful he can be. Next one up has a nibble at him as well. Doesn't get called either. That's my pet peeves right there, where just because players stay on their feet, it doesn't make it less of a foul as well. But referee playing an advantage, and then the advantage disappeared.
And we've seen that a few times over the last few matches for Schneider Borgelin, where he's just bigger than other players. Turnover here, Greg Hurst looking to break. Suggs able to get around the defender. An excellent sliding challenge there. That was Jacob Bushu in with the defensive coverage as Suggs sends the long throwing in. Time dwindling down here in regulation. This ball poked forward for Swartz and just over the head of the Needham, Massachusetts native Harry Swartz. Zuluaga taking his time here. Seymour rises up to win the header, and here comes New Mexico once again. Play on, says the official. Greg Hurst out in front. Greg Hurst, kick save. What a save from Zuluaga.
Much better by New Mexico United there. The movement ahead of the ball there. Greg Hurst sprung in behind, does everything right. Left foot chance. Great save by Zuluaga there, and just does enough. Put it out for a corner, but you can see you're just waiting for the net to approach there. And Moreno, it was Moreno as well, just couldn't, or was it Rivas, just couldn't quite get to the rebound as well.
Zuluaga, to mention, celebrated his 20th birthday 6 days ago. This Bank of America corner kick dealt with by Lights momentarily. Falls down to Harry Swartz now. Swartz being double teamed. Into Seymour. Still Seymour. Will Seymour! Are you serious? Will Seymour! New Mexico have tied it up here in the dying moments. 3-3. It's the first goal of the season for Will Seymour.
What a strike as well. Will Seymour up for the corner from centre back. Just steps inside, little twinkle toes around the Las Vegas defender, and just bends one in the bottom corner. Disappointing cameo on Saturday, you would say. What a way to make it right, getting the time going. And I'll tell you what, there is still time left. Las Vegas are absolutely dead on their feet right now. New Mexico United smell blood. Could they go on and win this?
89th minute goal for Will Seymour. He only scores late. He scored one goal for New Mexico last season. It was in the 90th minute at New York Red Bulls. scoring tonight here in the 89th. And now, Chris, all eyes waiting to see how much stoppage time is left.
Yeah, now all that time wasting of Las Vegas Lights comes back to bite them. Easy for me to say there, but you see just the despairing lunge by the Las Vegas defender. Couldn't see who it was. Skips inside, and it just opened up for him. And instead of smashing it and blasting it, great lesson for any youth watching. He just passes it. He bends it into the bottom corner.
And we've received official confirmation. 6 minutes of New Mexico Pinon coffee stoppage time. Great coffee is a matter of opinion. And I'll tell you what's not a matter of opinion. New Mexico have all of the momentum right now. Moreno. The comeback is on. Here's Bailey. Seymour, the goal scorer, lifts this one into the box. Dealt with by Lights. It's been an absolute siege on the Las Vegas Lights goal over the last 15 minutes or so, Chris.
This is where if you're Las Vegas, you're like, not again. Just 3 days ago, 4 days ago, very similar happened to them.
Moreno, and the header goes just high. As Zuluaga, I'm sure, lets out a big sigh of relief after that.
Can they get one more chance to Mexico United? I think Las Vegas, there was a big period of 3-1 where maybe you thought they might go on and score the fourth, and then they just hit the wall, whether it's the altitude, the changes where they went a little more defensive with their changes. But something changed where, like you say, it's all New Mexico United, or has been all New Mexico United for the last 20 minutes here.
Free kick given up. Issa Ryan drawing the foul. So an opportunity here for the visitors to waste some precious time here off the clock in the second half stoppage. This is Ingram standing over the ball. Ingram plays it out short to Romero. Romero, one shot, it's deflected, and it's going to be a corner kick. And this is exactly what Las Vegas wants.
Yeah, is there a sting in the tail for Las Vegas Lights where they're able to get one back? Like you say, all the momentum was with New Mexico United. Just stalled a little bit this last couple of minutes, and
Ingram sends this one in. It's dealt with by Seymour.
I say, trying to kill a game, though, this is exactly how you kill a game off. It's not just by keeping the ball, but it's where you keep the ball. And Las Vegas Lights able to pin New Mexico United into their own half is exactly where they want to be right now.
3 minutes gone by of stoppage time. As you said, it's where you're keeping the ball. And New Mexico, they've only had one opportunity since stoppage time started. Lights searching for a winner here. It's going to be a goal kick here for New Mexico. Ford Parker looking to play quickly. Hurst unable to win the ball there off of Romero. Or excuse me, Stouffer. Suggs committing the foul.
Just a little over-eager there by Suggs. You can see that Las Vegas player wasn't really going anywhere and just fell for it. Big shove in his back. Everyone in the stadium could see it. Again, Las Vegas doing a really good job. A tie for them right now would absolutely be a great result for them.
Zuluaga's giving this one away. Here's Hurst. And he was under pressure. There was a moment there where it looked as though Rivas was going to go for goal. And this a massive corner kick for New Mexico.
And this could be a massive corner kick in the story of their season. Being 2 goals down, 6 minutes ago? 7 minutes ago? It could be a huge turning point in the season.
New Mexico, they've scored 11 goals in the last 15 minutes of the second half. Only San Diego Loyal with 12 have more this season. Is there one more left for the black and yellow in this one? Suggs sends the corner in. Dealt with. Yearwood gonna ping one back in, looking for Ryden. Kalen Ryden got the initial header to it. It falls to Swartz. Moreno now. He's on a hat trick. Shot blocked. Suggs goes back to Bailey. Bailey has that shot attempt blocked, and now Lights looking to go back the other way. And Lights looking to play this one forward. Gonzalez able to track it down. He's got Otang arriving in support. New Mexico have a lot of ground to cover and very little time to get there. Still one more opportunity. Here comes Moreno. The last chance of the match. Swartz. Cross goes in. Headed away by Carroll. And that is the full-time whistle at the Lab. A 6-goal shootout between New Mexico United and Las Vegas Lights ends all square. As you can see, both teams exhausted from this one here tonight, Chris.
I'm not even sure how to pick the bones out of that one. It was a back-and-forth game the last 20 minutes. Unbelievable effort. You can see the players dead on their feet there, but too little too late for New Mexico United.
That is Armando Moreno. He's your man of the match, presented by Pepsi. And we've got some, looks like some extracurriculars going on down in the 18. We'll continue to run through our post-game awards. Our play of the match goes to William Seymour for that goal that he scored in the 89th minute. Play of the match brought to you by Bud Light. Our save of the match goes to Ford Parker, brought to you by Invigorate Roofing, as Parker concedes 3 in his USL Championship debut here tonight for the black and yellow as the Albuquerque native. He's frustrated, you can see it on him there.
Yeah, but I mean, 2 of the 3 goals off the top of my head could do absolutely nothing about, like, placed absolutely perfectly. So yeah, it'll be disappointing conceding 3, but great comeback by New Mexico United. But again, another tie against Las Vegas.
We're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be back to tie things up on the other side of this.
The estimated hold time is now 96 minutes.
Sorry, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, please hold.
Full time here at the Lab. Tonight's Duke City Cares final score, New Mexico United 3, Las Vegas Lights FC 3. Chris, let's have a look at our full-time highlights here in this 6-goal shootout between New Mexico and Las Vegas. And, well, getting it started, Armando Moreno, 34 minutes in, finding the back of the net for his 8th goal of the campaign.
Yeah, great ball by Austin Yearwood in behind. Moreno, always busy, been busy all night. You could see he was exhausted by the end of the game. Thought he maybe took one touch too many, but then slams it in the bottom corner. Immediate immediate response by Las Vegas. 2 minutes and 16 seconds, I think we said. Great save by Ford Parker, which gave away the corner. And then from the resultant corner, big rise in the middle of the box. Jumps early. Swartz can't do anything about it. And Parker, you can see how far in the bottom corner that is. And that's the centre-back. That's the centre-back, Carroll, for Las Vegas. Just drawing New Mexico United defenders. What a strike that is. You can see what a great angle that is by the cameraman. Right behind, just bends it in the bottom corner. Again, nothing Ford Parker could do. New Mexico United piling forward. And you thought that was it. You thought that was game, set, and match. Rios, 3 goals in 2 games. And you thought that was the icing on the cake for Las Vegas Lights. But New Mexico United and Armando Moreno had different ideas. Before the 80th minute, we said if we get a goal back, it would be interesting. Proved to be the case. I'm still convinced Sergio Rivas was aiming for Greg Hurst there. But Moreno just plucks that ball out of the air with his chest and sets up a grand finale there where Will Seymour, second phase of a corner, just skips inside. And look at this for a finish from a centre-back. Just bends it in the bottom corner and sets up a grandstand finish. But in the end, from 2 goals down, you've got to say New Mexico United be quite happy coming back to 3-3. But overall, disappointing result for them. Las Vegas, another lead thrown away late in the game.
Yeah, points dropped for the Lights on the road as we have a look here at our full-time stats brought to you by Duke City Cares, your medical family. New Mexico in the second half able to catch up on shots. It was Lights with the advantage at the break. The black and yellow late in this one, finally turning things on, Chris.
Yeah, it was that urgency that we talked about. We talked about before the Tulsa game as well, and they had that early on in the Tulsa game. It wasn't really there for large periods today for New Mexico United. That's probably the most disappointing thing, is the desperation, recognising the situation they're in this season, where ties at home against bottom of the table probably just isn't going to work for them this late in the season. But at least their possession was starting to create chances, and it's maybe they need to start the game on Saturday with that kind of desperation.
Game on Saturday. That's right, Chris. We are back here once again. New Mexico United hosting Charleston Battery, 7 p.m. Mountain Time right here on ESPN+. Tickets still available on SeatGeek. Make sure to hop on and grab those if you haven't yet. That's going to do it for all of us here tonight. Full-time 3-3 New Mexico and Las Vegas. For our director, Gary Williams, for Chris Hurst on color, my name's Tyler Ortega. We'll see you on Saturday.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.